Hey, Craig.
Hey, how you doing?
Can you hear me? Hey,
Yeah, I can hear
hey,
you.
I gotta ask. You played basketball growing up your whole life in Indiana. A lot of big games in the states. You ever imagine you get to play an NCAA tourney game in your home state? And how excited are you about it?
It's really exciting, especially being able to have my family, a lot of my family come out and support us as we get to play in this tournament. It's a lot different now with COVID and everything, but it's definitely very exciting just to be able to have it here in Indiana.
Alrighty, Javon.
What's up, Craig? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So my question is, if I would have told you junior year when you were sitting up in the bleachers, practicing your homework before you could practice, uh, that you'd be a contributing factor to a March Madness team competing in the big dance, what would your response be?
Um, I'd probably look at you with a face I've never made before and call you a liar. But knowing me and knowing myself, I've been through a lot of stuff, so there's no telling what I can do in my life. So very unpredictable.
Alrighty, Paul Solentrop.
Hey, Craig, I talked to your to Maynard Lewis yesterday, and he told me a little bit about your kind of being a late bloomer, growing a lot before your junior year. Take us through that a little bit. How you kind of progressed through high school.
Going into my freshman year, I was, I think, about 5 foot, 5'1", if I'm being generous, and played on the freshman team. And then sophomore year came, still the same height, small guy. Didn't play my sophomore year, and then that summer going into my junior year, I grew to about 6'1", maybe 6'2", and then I was like, I can't just sit around doing nothing. I might as well go try play basketball again. And then I went out. I only got to try out for one day because I was late for my physical, and Maynard put me on the team. He believed in me, and now I'm at the point I'm at now, and he's been there ever since.
So did I understand you right? You didn't play at all as a sophomore,
Mm-mm.
and then clearly you're a big deal in Terre Haute. What kind of a feeling is it for people to be watching you and really investing a lot in your basketball?
It's a big deal, especially to a lot of people who've helped me along the way and believed in me, and especially younger people, because Terre Haute's a small city. Not a lot of people get a lot of opportunities, so I feel like I can be a huge influence to a lot of people and just help them get out of the situation they're in, especially being from their small city.
Alrighty, Rick.
Craig, you spoke of Coach Maynard. He played at Purdue. I know he's awful excited you get to play an NCAA tourney game at Purdue. What has he told you, and how excited is he about that?
He just was making sure. He was telling me, he was like, just make sure you get a win in there, and then we can both share that moment in memory forever. And I was like, we're gonna try to, Coach. Nothing promised, but with this group of guys, we're gonna get everything done that's possible.
Alrighty, Jacob. KWCH.
Yeah, I'm just curious, Craig, being in a Valley city, how much you know about Drake and the history of the Valley and that program and the Shockers back in the day. Do you recall anything kind of the rivalry there?
I definitely know a little bit about the Drake and Wichita State rivalry, but not really a lot because when I was watching a lot of games, it was when I was younger. But I've seen a lot of games, but more or less against Indiana State and Wichita State. So, but I definitely know a lot about the Valley.
Alrighty, Javon.
Yeah, Craig, you mentioned the youth of Terre Haute. Like, how often, I guess, do you think about the fact that, like, players like you, Jalen Minette coming out of Terre Haute, like, you guys are, you're role models for people that, had to go through things in their youth. Like, how often do you think of that, or do you think of that at all?
I think about it often, especially when I'm on social media on my off time. Just a lot of younger people who go to my high school and just people from around this area. They reach out to me, ask me questions, how I got to where I'm at, and just any type of advice I can give them, I give them to them, and I just help them out a lot. Just doing whatever I can to help them.
Alrighty, Rick.
Craig, you played on the big stage on the JUCO, winning a national title. How much do you think that will help you handle the bright lights of the NCAA tournament?
Uh, I can say I can give my team a little bit of experience from that, and in a lot of different areas from playing. But it'll be a lot different because right now we're in a situation where we have to win to get into the tournament. and at my JUCO we were like a top 5 team, so it was a lot easier for us to get in the spot, like in the groove of things. So, but this group of guys is special, and we're gonna shock a lot of people.
Alrighty, Javon.
Yeah, last thing, Kurt. I just wanted to say that the whole entire city of Terre Haute's riding with you. Your high school teammates, all of us are riding with you. We wish you and your team nothing but the best of luck, and we know you're gonna do good things.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Maybe any other questions for Craig Porter? Yep, Paul's got one. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, Craig, blocking shots has become a real noticeable part of your game. Tell us a little bit about your knack for doing that.
I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but I would be doing it a lot more. But this year I've been battling a couple of injuries and got some old man knees, and I can't really get the explosion I want. But just being, I guess, an athlete, as they say, I just have a good feel for timing and knowing when to set up plays in order for me to block them, and I just have a feel for the game in a different way that a lot of people don't understand, and it's just something that I guess comes naturally to me.